Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Life, Love, and Money Show with Summer and Jen. Welcome, welcome. Hey. So today we are going to be talking about how to juggle fear and the potential for missteps. Three, not four, but three great ways to confront and reduce your fear and potential for missteps are. Shall we just jump right into this, Jen?
Yep, let's go.
Okay, let's do this. All right, so they are: one, reflect on your fear and understand it. Many times as humans, we like to generalize or inflate fear, and that's called catastrophic thinking. So when we reflect on our fears and understand the specific situations, getting really specific, not generalizing, that helps to reduce the fear mindset and the false beliefs that go along with that generalized thinking. So it helps us understand what's noise and what's reality.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think about how often have we all done this when we're looking at this thing that's so huge and overwhelming, and then we have analysis paralysis. It doesn't serve us. And so it's really important that we really take a look at like what's happening here, and that we don't need to create it and make it this bigger thing than it is. And so, yes, absolutely. I think we've all been there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think so. And the number 2 tip is lean into the fear. Take small steps towards what's holding you back, which is called exposure, the exposure technique, right? So many times we fear what we catastrophize or what we've made really big or what we have generalized. So when we break that down into something that's small bits of exposure, a little bit at a time, we can really break down that inflated fear and allow for the experience to be different and the situation to be different also, which helps relieve angst or reduce angst quite a bit. Jen?
Yes. One of the things that I immediately thought about when I was listening to describe this is how many times, like you said, we didn't break it down because it's this inflated thing. And my brain always will revert to past experiences when I had experienced fear, when I was afraid, and I have to stop and pause and ask myself, did I get through that situation? Did I die? Or even in that moment, I'm going to ask myself, is this going to matter in 5 years? Or even next week? I have to calm myself by asking these questions and realizing after I go through it, I'm like, I really am making it a bigger thing than it is, because how many times have I been in these situations or moments where I felt the same? It may be a different situation, but it's that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I don't know, what's happening. And then you realize when you look back, how many times have you overcome various situations and made it through at the end? And when I can put it into that perspective, I realize, okay, I can keep pushing through this, because I know based on the track record, we make it through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Most times we really do make it through. And so that generalized thinking or that catastrophic thinking can really just kind of like elevate and just blow out of proportion that angst, right? So tip number 3, kind of pairs with tip number 2, but tip number 3 is question the fear and the power that has over you. It's so important. You're allowing or giving power to that fear. So to minimize that, how are you going to take away that power? Many times we have missteps because of the angst that is promoted or prompted by that fear, because we get so clouded by the fear that we end up like jumping all around, making mistakes and doing things that we weren't expecting to do because the fear became so overwhelming. So question what the fear actually has over you, that power it has over you.
When I think about questions like that, about giving away power, even when I hear that kind of statement, it already feels self-defeating.
Right.
And for many of you who want to be, badass boss, that's not stepping into your power. And I think it's very important for us to recognize is the emotion that we're processing real? And of course it is. We're going to have different reactions, different responses.
Sure.
However, if we're trying to show up big, if we're trying to focus on our goal of helping people, whatever it is that you're trying to do, is what you're doing, is how you're reacting, is that in alignment with you being powerful and showing up and helping people, whatever the goal is that allowing you to step into that power? Or are you choosing, and whether it is subconsciously choosing, to not step into that? And so being very aware and cognizant of giving away that power is always like this thing that makes me stop and pause and goes like, oh yeah, you're right, I'm doing that. That's not what I want to be. That's not what I want to do. That's not how I'm going to move forward. So I think it's one of those moments again where we have to recognize, oh, am I doing that? That's not how I want to be. That's not how I'm going to show up the most powerfully. So I love this one because it definitely is a wake-up call whenever I ask that question.
Oh, absolutely. Well, those are the 3 tips that we have for you today, Jen.
Yep. So there are some tips for overcoming fear and getting through it. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button below. And even more importantly, we would love to hear from you. If you have a comment on how you handle your fear, please comment below. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell, because that way you'll know when we have other upcoming videos. Until next time, thank you for being here. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone. Ciao.